the biggest issue that I have with the season.
When you see what he painted, you're gonna cry.
The biggest issue I have with the season is the Jonathan and Nancy relationship.
Yes.
Like, how often is she gonna flip-flop?
She's a floozy.
You know?
Until she gets it right. She belongs with Steve.
She doesn't. She belongs with Jonathan.
No, Jonathan is a terrible character.
No, he's not.
No, Steve. I would
Jonathan-
Look,
Steve.
here's
Terrible character. Steve, 100%.
Here's the difference.
Team Steve.
Here's the difference between Jonathan and Steve.
Once again, another flagship episode. Happy Monday.
We're gonna get the laughs in. We're gonna have a good time.
You guys are gonna give me more gray hairs.
Just
You're
go with
doing
the
it to-
flow.
Go with the flow.
Dude, I can't take it. Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. Boy, oh boy.
You know, I until Seth mentioned it, I didn't realize that his laugh was in there.
You didn't realize that's him?
And I didn't realize that's
Ever
him.
since that was recorded on the old Midnight Special.
Didn't realize that was him.
That's been the same exit.
And now that I know, I hear it.
It's Seth going,
Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff.
that's classic Seth. Hey everybody, season 11.
We are back from the break.
We're back.
I hate people that clap. I don't know.
What? You hate people that clap?
No, like it's for there. People are like, yeah, season 11 or season it's pointless to clap. What are they clapping for?
It's not entirely pointless.
What's the point of a clap?
Well, it's like
clap.
okay, so we went and saw Top Gun.
It's an
at the
exuberant
end.
noise.
People were clapping.
Like
There's
the entire
nobody there.
auditorium was clapping.
There's nobody there to congratulate for the movie.
I mean, I think people are just clapping because everybody who was there enjoyed the movie, and so collectively, to show that we all enjoyed it, we started clapping for each other.
For each other.
Yeah.
Like we made it to the movie.
dumbest thing ever.
We watched it together.
I don't like the clap.
Do you not? Okay. True entertainers like Tom Cruise.
I'll clap when I see him in person.
No, he's happy just knowing that there are hundreds of thousands of claps that he just will never hear, but he knows is happening.
I think when it comes to the movie theater, it's a good indication of how the audience, how like the majority of the audience felt about the movie.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
so you know,
but-
we end when we end like, I don't know, whatever, you know, random summer blockbuster you go and watch, right? Which I thought Top Gun was going to be. You know, everybody's like, all right, credits, let's get up, let's go. But like at the end of Endgame, people were clapping. At the end of Top Gun, people were clapping. And it kind of gives you this vibe that everybody kind of just enjoyed themselves.
Mm-hmm. It's an exuberant sound. Would you rather be like everyone just go like a yee?
Yeah.
You'd rather
The feelings that you had when watching the movie are kind of validated at the end when everybody starts clapping.
Yeah. Because it's like the whole room was feeling
maybe
the same
that's
thing.
my problem. I'm a strong, independent man that doesn't need anybody.
You don't need nobody
clap.
to validate your feelings.
Yeah, I don't need to be validated with claps.
We got to the end of the movie and I was like, I felt really good about that movie.
Yeah.
And people started clapping. And I'm like,
Me too.
yeah.
Maybe you're just a sociopath.
Maybe. No.
You don't like other people's feelings.
I just don't want to hear you placing your hands together for enjoyment. Like
I love clapping.
Enjoy it vocally.
To contrast Joshua's wacky ideas, I love clapping.
Did you know that there's weird rhythmic things that, you know, a crowd of people will start clapping, and if they clap long enough, they will eventually all get in sync.
Really?
It's called I don't doubt that. I'm pretty sure that's a thing
And
because
stay in
I
sync?
do believe in
Fairies.
fairies.
I do believe in fairies.
Fairies. I do believe in fairies also, but I believe in this thing called crowd. I don't even know if there's a name for it. It's like crowd follow,
Like herd mentality?
Yes, herd mentality. I do believe in herd
This is
mentality.
actually it's a scientific
strong
thing that happens in nature too, of when things happen in sync, when vibrations affect each other until they're in sync. So if you put like 3 metronomes on something that moves, they can all be out of sync, but eventually they'll start ticking in sync.
You showed me a video of this.
Yeah. They can all be out of sync, but because that thing is moving, because of the vibrations, things that are making noise and making vibrations tend to go in sync.
But so there was this large square plate, all right? I don't know what kind of material it was made out of. I saw this video. This dude put a bunch of this dust on it, like this gold powder dust. It wasn't real gold. It was like sparkle something.
I think it was real
very
gold.
light. Was
it fairy dust?
He took a fiddle string or a violin string and just on the side of that piece of square metal, and it created shapes. All of the things came together and created a synchronized shape.
What shapes?
It was random depending on where he was putting it, but it wasn't random. It was like the vibrations created, you could see the sound waves through this dust that would vibrate into place.
That's a part of
Josh is just giggling.
I'm giggling because I have something in my head that I should I say it? It's kind of dirty.
Maybe not.
No, maybe not. Well, what is it because of?
Kind of dirty.
That's a part of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight archive. It's resonances.
Okay.
Of, sounds mapping things out. They start using resonances to map out cities, or they realize that cities are mapped out around resonances of certain things. Right? So if you make a certain tone or attune something to a certain frequency, you can see like the map of a city. And then they realize it's like, this is a city, this is a city. These are cities on our worlds or on our world. And whoever designed them after frequency patterns.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And Brandon, he took an idea and ran with it? That's crazy.
Yeah. That one.
He took an idea and ran
Well,
with
I
it.
didn't phrase it well. What's going on in my head is like, did he know about this beforehand?
So he'll take something like that. He'll take something like that and be like, what's a magic system or something in my world that I can use that for world building?
Yeah.
And the Stormlight Archive is a lot about frequency, light, sound, frequency.
But
magic.
is that more science fiction based or is that magic system?
It's magic.
Okay. Hard magic or soft magic?
Hard magic.
Hard magic?
Hard magic.
Okay.
Definitely hard.
Okay.
Yeah, there's hard, fast rules to the
Hard and fast rules.
Yeah.
Soft magic is kind of random, ethereal.
Joseph learned like these hard and fast rules, and he's like harder fast. Like he's trying to.
Well, the thing is, when I prompt these kind of things, Wyatt's going to explain it, and I and everyone listening will learn something.
Well,
Which episode did we talk about hard and soft rules?
I have no idea.
Magic system rules.
You could be like from what we know of Gandalf, that's all soft magic, but to Gandalf himself, there's probably hard, fast rules. So for the people viewing, we don't see what rules there are, but he obviously knows when he rides out on the horse and shines
The light.
the mega flashlight.
Mega flash. Yeah.
The flashlight is
It's gonna scare the Nazgul away. Yeah.
He knows that's gonna, like, none of us thought, well, a light is gonna scare Nazgul away. We all probably thought fire.
Maybe if you are in the beam of that light, it's like hell on earth.
No, it was
Maybe it's like entering. Maybe it's like when the.
You need to get better at this. You gotta get better at
it's
this.
it's clearly a holy light.
A holy light.
It's
and
doing,
like
it's
holy
doing
water.
holy damage to
like holy
things.
water.
Yeah, exactly.
Unholy things. What do
Because
I have
the
splashing the holy water
the
on
Nazgul
the
are technically
vampires.
undead, and so things that are undead or unholy are going to be affected by like a holy light AOE, like that kind of
Catholicism.
Yeah.
Your nose gets very
DPS.
stuffed up when you.
It's better to explain things. Your mind runs better.
when you start talking like a nerd.
I actually, I was talking to Seth and Sarah while I was in California, and we started talking about you and your thoughts about books. And I was like, if Wyatt was here helping us write this thing, he would be like, well, actually.
Of course.
And I instantly went to the voice talking about you.
I do the voice so often.
But also I hear you.
I
hear you when you talk about things.
when I talk about nerdy things.
Operation Mincemeat is out. Did you guys watch it?
I did watch
haven't
it.
watched it.
I did watch it.
You
It's
did?
slow.
Oh,
It's awful slow.
awful slow.
Awful? Not like as a verb to
Is it worth watching?
motivate
Just
slow?
This is not really a movie review because it's not part of the podcast, but
I
is
give
it
it
worth
a,
watching?
I give it a 5.5.
5.5.
Really?
We
And you
still
gave,
need to watch
you gave
it.
Secrets of Dumbledore a 6?
What? Wow.
One of them is history. The other one is nonsense.
Yeah.
Watch it. Tell me what you
This
think.
is probably like Hair of the Dog. Or
No,
no,
Hair of the Dog.
What's
The Power of the Dog?
Power of the
No,
Dog.
I give Power of the Dog like a 1.
Okay.
Well, we gotta watch it.
Now I
We
feel
watched-
like because your
yeah.
judging system is.
Yeah, he's,
It's not whack.
I don't know that I
He's
can trust
probably gonna-
any of the terrible tears that
he's
you
probably gonna go watch Top
put up
Gun
last
and
year.
say it's
Last
like
season.
a full work.
No,
Yeah.
I won't do that.
Yeah, you will.
No.
If you do,
I know
I
what Top Gun's
swear.
gonna be like because I know what the first one's like, and I'm imagining it's gonna be even
No.
better than the first one.
So the first one is a cheesy 80s movie about planes.
Yeah, this is gonna be a similar vibe.
I don't know. There was something about it.
Yeah, it's brand new and shiny and cool in America.
No. There's
It is very
something.
America.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
There's
right.
people that I work with that have already seen it like twice.
I'm gonna watch it.
We're gonna go see it twice because it's that good of
I'm
a
gonna go
movie.
see it with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go see it in IMAX.
I'm down. I want to watch that in IMAX.
How much does this IMAX cost? I don't want to shovel out that much money.
I'll
now.
shovel out like $25.
No, I'm not gonna shovel out $25.
What are we getting into with our
Yeah,
first
what's the opener?
thing?
So the first thing we're going to be talking about is Andor.
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 Now this is a Star Wars thing, so
And/or Star Wars.
not to be confused with
Is that our screen or is
Endor.
that the picture? I'm just curious.
That's the picture.
Oh.
Not to be confused with Endor, which is a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what
This
about
is-
Tatooine?
Andor.
Well, this is Andor. This is like one letter off. People might be confused. Be like,
yeah,
oh, that's the planet with the Ewoks.
It also would be
Which
a really
isn't
good.
actually. It's we don't know the name of that thing, but it's the forest moon. That the planet's not actually
Put a slash right here, and it makes a really good rom-com
what
title.
Andor. Star Wars
And/or.
Andor.
Rom-com
That would
title.
be a good
You know what I'm saying?
rom-com.
Look, we're gonna watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's watch the trailer. We'll give our thoughts, and I have a few tidbits of facts that I'm gonna
Okay.
throw at the table after we watch the trailer. Here we go.
Interesting way to open up a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'd be good at this job.
Lucas.
Was this Sardaukar? Ooh.
They're so proud of themselves, so fat and satisfied. They're everywhere. They're watching me now. Soon enough. This will end.
Skarsgård.
There will be no rules going forward. People are standing up. That's what a reckoning sounds like.
Okay. Andor. They need to fix their drywall. You know that.
August 31st.
Yeah, it's in a couple of months.
What do you guys think?
Okay. So, just quick facts.
Mm-hmm.
This is 5 years before the events of Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's Pre.
Yeah, because he dies in Rogue One.
I watched Rogue One once, and
Yeah, Rogue
Yes,
Once.
it can only be
Yeah,
pre.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
I've seen Rogue One a couple times, and I think one of my biggest complaints was that he was a cool character that was.
Wait a minute. So they're doing a Black Widow on us?
They Black are. Widow. Well, they planned on I remember when the movie came out and people were talking about there's going to be a series about him.
Mm-hmm.
And because I thought watching the movie, I'm like, here's this character who is burdened by what he's done in, for fighting for the rebellion, who kills people and does that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And he's just kind of a throwaway character like all the characters.
I'm going to make people angry when I say this, but
say it out loud.
We put Black Widow on our terrible tier list. I'm predicting this is worthy to be on the terrible tier list.
I'm going to be honest with you.
People are not going to like that, but...
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 seasons of this. 24 episodes. The initial conversations was to do 5 seasons.
Ooh.
They scaled that back.
Yeah.
The directors, the producers, the writers, and a couple of these actors. We obviously know Skarsgård. We know him. But this is kind of a nobody I know group of people, group of creators. This is not the typical, like, there's a famous director doing this. No, like the people that are directing this, the 2 directors, or there's 4 directors. I don't know any of their work.
These are like the, in high school.
The
when
renegades.
Like, when the teacher says, okay, pair up, we're going to be doing a group in class. And
everybody pairs up.
And then
the leftovers.
The
You're
fat
left alone.
kid, the nerdy kid, the weirdos that are in the corner. They're like, I don't have a group.
There's
so
4
they get
of you.
paired up.
Yes.
That's this show?
That's this show.
She says there's groups of 4. There's 5 of your friends.
Yeah.
You get left behind, and then you look in the back, and there's a group that like needs one more dude.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know any of them.
So this is basically this is created by the cast of The Breakfast Club.
But listen, 2 seasons.
It's more like a cast of we don't know yet. They could be really good, or they could be really bad.
I mean,
this could be Stranger
we're not in
Things.
the end.
That's
That's
not
Breakfast Club. We gotta.
This could be the Stranger Things of the Star Wars universe.
That's not what I'm not worried about.
I doubt
the
it.
directors and everything. I'm worried about the executive producers.
Okay.
And the producers of Disney Star Wars.
He's an executive producer for 1 episode.
Okay. I'm worried about the producers for the Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
because across the board, you can see consistent decisions from Mandalorian to Obi-Wan in things that are dumb. Dumb decisions.
Yes.
Right. Consistently.
Kathleen
dumb decisions.
Kennedy is slightly involved with this.
Of
course.
Where they're muting kind of like violence. They're, dumbing down dialogue.
To just all be exposition.
They're making story just so incredibly, easy to swallow that it's like, oh, a child can watch this.
It's Disney.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do that.
That's true. We don't have to do that.
We don't have to do that.
I agree with you, and it's becoming more and more that way. We're already seeing it with Kenobi. I mean, as people are watching this, Kenobi has been out, more has been released, but the initial reaction from us, the 2 episodes, has not been highly favored.
You want this to be a rated R Disney show?
Yeah.
Why not?
I would like that, actually. They would make it good.
Adults are paying for Disney Plus.
I do want to, before we move off of this, what did you guys think of the trailer?
I liked it.
What did you, of what we saw?
I liked it.
It was
3 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, it was a unique trailer.
I loved it.
I think it was not a traditional trailer, but
a lot of awesome visuals, cool vibe,
but not give it. It didn't tell us what the show's about at all.
It didn't tell us anything. Well, I got the vibe. It's like the front end of the rebellion.
Yeah.
That's what it's.
I like the outfits look good. Everything looks very Star Wars. The only thing I have issue with is apparently nowadays Star Wars means kind of old used squat buildings and alleyways.
Yeah.
Which I get for like this character. He's going to be in alleyways a lot because he's a spy and an assassin.
And there was a lot of alleyways.
But there's a lot of low squat old building alleyways on Tatooine, everywhere the Mandalorian goes.
Now Kenobi's showing up in alleyways.
Alleyways, squat buildings. I want to see a little bit more Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit more Cloud City. Some of these bigger locations.
Where's that George Lucas creativity?
Yeah.
Where's that snow planet that we've so highly coveted for so long? Where what are they doing with that?
I'm just like you could kind of like take the buildings out of almost anywhere, and aside from maybe their color, but they're all gonna have like a little, like tower or something, and maybe some boxes here,
some
boxes. A little bit stuff chipped off the
boxes.
wall.
I mean, we already said with the
some
drywall.
blinds that are metal.
Yeah.
The antennas on the top.
Metal lines.
They got blinking lights, moisture arrays.
To be fair, a lot of these Star Wars shows are taking place on a screen, and all that you're seeing is being created in Unreal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, what would you design?
Well,
we saw an awesome garbage dump in Book of Boba Fett.
Right, but we also, the original series felt big.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like there was a lot of space and a lot happening, whereas the new shows feel kind of like close. We're in a lot of.
There is
it's claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands upon thousands of stars out there, galaxies, and we tend to stick on the planets we know. I want to see a Cloud City, but a new Cloud City that's unique. That's not Cloud
or
City,
even
or like a.
Well, what about the storm planet?
An underwater
an ocean
city.
That Obi-Wan
An underwater
Camino.
Yeah, like places like there's the planet that
Jar Jar Binks.
The Gungans.
Admiral Akbar.
Okay.
They're from a water planet.
Yeah.
There's a ton of planets that you see in the Clone Wars TV show that I think would be really cool to see on screen.
So in Star Wars, we've had water planets.
Mm-hmm.
We've had just kind of desert planets. We've had forest, like
jungle planets.
Jungle, yeah. We've had city. We've had lava. What else do we
the Gungans was underwater. Did you already say that?
Yeah, I said water city.
Cloud City.
Yeah, Cloud City. What other terrain can we make right now?
Okay, Ring World. We got Ring World.
We could do
which happens to be my favorite place.
And
in
yeah,
Star
it's
Wars
squat
universe.
metal buildings and alleyways.
It's the 2 episodes in Book of Boba Fett about the Mandalorian. He goes to the Ring World. It's a ring. And it's a city.
Yeah.
That's
a ring
cool.
floating through space. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff. There's the Umbara planet is like all shadow and dark with mushrooms and things that glow. Kind of Avatar-y.
The Avatar-esque.
Like Avatar at night. It's all it's all kind of glowy at night.
That's cool.
Look.
Is that from the animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot, but they can keep exploring. I would love some
I don't think
creativity.
we have a lot. I mean, we kind of stick with the same things is what I'm getting at. There's a lot we could go with.
What we do is stick with cityscapes and Tatooine. That's what Star Wars sticks with.
I mean, we saw a little bit of Alderaan in Obi-Wan.
We did.
Got a little bit of Alderaan.
But this is not an Obi-Wan review.
True.
We still have a lot of episodes we haven't watched, so we're not going to talk about it quite yet.
I would like to see more Alderaan. It looks like a cool place. That looks like a paradise for me. That's where I'd want to live.
Yeah?
I don't want to live in, Naboo.
Naboo's kind of a paradise too.
No, but there's sand. Okay.
Not on Naboo.
I'm just kidding. Look,
Maybe on the beaches.
look, when they're
No.
rolling through the grass, I'm like, whew, it's hot, hay fever.
No,
That's what I
man.
thought.
I'm going.
I'm like, no,
Naboo.
I like that chilly, like Alderaan, kind of a
Chilly?
chill air.
Chili.
Like
yeah,
the air.
everything is green, but it looks kind of like there's a little bit of a chill in the air.
What planet is the Atreides family overseeing before they went to Dune?
Caladan.
Caladan. It's a similar vibe as Caladan. I would love to be on Caladan.
Caladan seems dark.
You want to wear long
It's
sleeves,
sweater weather.
and be comfortable. All
Sweater weather. Yes. I'll
Look
get
cool, wear
super
trench
pale. I
coats.
don't care.
all the time.
I'm a white man.
Should just
I
go to,
get
like,
freckles. That's it.
Washington.
I feel like in Naboo, you'd have a little bead of sweat always on your lower back. And that's just a little uncomfortable. And especially if you're like the ladies there, because all of their lower backs are exposed.
It's the clothing design.
Yeah, so they get air. So they don't have those beads of sweat. But all the dudes are like, got a little bit of moisture.
You're like
All the
Anakin.
time.
You're wearing a poncho.
Wake up wake up in the morning in your pajamas in your bed. You're like, oh. I got a bead of sweat on my lower back.
I got a bead of sweat right now just talking about it. Stop.
Yeah, stop talking about sweat.
All right. Overall, how excited are you guys about this Andor series? Like I
About
said,
a
2 seasons,
4.
24 episodes.
I'm sitting at kind of like a 2.
I'm
not excited. I'm just not excited.
based on, okay, look, I'm not a big fan of Rogue One. I'll put it out there. I'm not a big fan. I think they're going to fix this character somewhat. I believe in these creators I don't know anything about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I believe in them. I think that they might do something really cool with this series. I feel like this is going to be same level as Mandalorian or a little cooler, potentially. So they feel like they have a good story because there's already 2 seasons before the first one's even released. All right, they're committing.
I mean,
to 2
the
seasons.
strengths of the show could be, and what it seemed like they were doing with Rogue One was introducing us to kind of like the brutal elements of the rebellion.
Yes.
You know, Saw Gerrera's character really is, you know, a zealot for the rebellion. You know, will do anything to, you know, keep it going. He kills people and does heinous stuff for the rebellion.
Mhm.
I feel like that's what they were introducing with Rogue One, and I'd hope to see more of that in this show.
As long as they
And not
keep,
like, let's chase a little girl around.
well, I wouldn't put it past them, but because we're dealing with all roughly new characters, we only have a little bit of backstory on like this guy. That's it.
Mhm.
And then we have this new creator bunch that I don't recognize their names. I feel like this has potential. I'm at a level 7, flirting with a 7.5 on excitement.
Maybe it's hard to get excited about Star Wars stuff right now.
well, maybe that's valid. But that trailer was pretty cool. It was
was cool.
unlike the other trailers we've
It was
seen.
cool.
That was a cool trailer.
Yeah.
Felt a little Game of Thrones-esque up on that tower.
A little bit.
Dong.
Yeah. The dong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But before we do, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much, Cynthia, for being a patron supporter. You're the best. We love you, and we value you over everybody else in the audience. But if you too would like to be valued on the same level, become a Patreon supporter. Link is in the description, and select the tier that best fits your content needs. Thank you so much, Cynthia, and we love you. We're going to give a review of a highly anticipated season, specifically a 4th season
Ooh, I like the way that
Part
came
1
up.
of the
Volume
Stranger
1.
Things.
Did you see that?
Volume 3.
When you hit the button, it kind of
Did it?
yeah. Go back. see
Did
if
it
does
glitch on us?
No. Look. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you plan that?
No.
Do it again.
It's just because it's neon looking. It's just
I like
'cause
the
it's a
way
neon
I
look.
like the way it. Bwomp.
Boing, boing.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah. Look, Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1, we have 2 episodes left that have not been released.
2 episodes?
2.
Only 2?
I think so.
I thought it was like a whole other half.
I think it's just 2.
I think it's just 2. I don't know
We
how
got
they're
the
gonna
majority of
then
wrap up all
Netflix
the
is what we're waiting for.
storylines.
We're going to get it in a month.
Yeah, and you know
Hold
there's
your
another season
horses.
coming after this.
Yeah, 5th season, the final season. Which, what is that going to be about?
I don't know.
All right, first off, I have so many thoughts
Mhm.
about Stranger Things Season 4. What do you guys think comparing it to season 3?
I liked it better.
It feels more.
Yeah,
Like
I liked it better.
There's a lot going on.
I thought it was leagues above season 3. A little better than season 2. Pretty dang on par with season 1, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, I liked season 3 over season 2. I like season 1, season 3 over season 2. Yeah, season 2 was kind of a nothing
Sean
season.
Austin's character,
Bob.
Okay, a character doesn't make a season.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
A character doesn't make a season. The story in season 3 was scary. It was, tense. There were stakes.
Maybe that was my problem. I think
the whole
eat the steak.
The whole mall thing really pulled me out of the story.
Yeah,
the mall
that was
thing.
3.
Yeah, and 3.
Well,
what do you mean the mall thing?
It's a mall fight.
It's the consensus that we don't like 3.
Like the giant monster that's kind of a conglomeration.
Yeah, that
of
was
all these things.
that was scary. That was scarier than the demi-dogs.
No, the demi-dogs were like velociraptors. Those were
it was aliens too, where the aliens aren't as scary.
All right.
There's more of them. They're easier to kill, and they're not as scary.
No.
Whereas the monster thing was like sucking people and turning them into goo. That's yucky and scary.
Okay.
2 was better.
Think about this.
I like 3.
All right. Let me ask you this: after 4 of big events, is Hawkins even populated at this point?
I wouldn't be living there.
I mean, who's sticking around in Hawkins?
Not me.
I mean,
that's why freaking Joyce and Will,
they left.
They bounced with 11. They're like, let's get out of here.
I don't know though. Like a small town mentality. People literally have lived there their whole lives. They grew up in a town. They're like, I'm not leaving for anything. Now, this is my rocking chair. I will sit on this porch with this rocking chair till I die.
Season 1, the events aren't really entire town events necessarily.
Isolated.
Season 2, kind of the same, not necessarily entire town events. After what happened with people turning into goo,
I'd be out of there.
I'd be out. Like,
well, I'm sure word gets around.
50 people died.
Word gets around that they're like, "Where's Barb?
Yeah.
How did she die? Why is she gone?" Things get around. You start to feel like
the thing in season 2 ate like 50 or 100 people.
Yeah,
turned them into goo. And
they play at the beginning of this season. They play a basketball game for them.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's do it for them.
What are your Stranger Things is kind of all about the characters. What do you think of the new characters?
I like. So I can't. What's the girl's name who worked at the shop with? And they introduced her in season 3. She talks a lot.
I'm blanking on her name.
Yeah, I'm having trouble as well.
We have the cast list up here.
I don't, but I have.
That's a grainy photo.
I mean, obviously, her.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. It'll come.
I don't know why I'm blanking.
Visitor.
On her name.
Visitor.
We can't see.
No, those are the fake names that they're using.
Yeah, Ruth.
I think.
Wow.
I couldn't find a better one for the Hellfire Club.
I think the Eddie and homeboy in the back,
Stoner guy,
Stoner fella.
Good additions to the cast that kind of switch up the dynamic because we kind of know that all of these kids, we kind of know their shtick at this point.
Yeah.
The relationship between Steve and the kid. What's his name?
Well, there's too many characters for us to remember now.
Come on. The one with the hat. Dustin. Yeah. We like their relationship.
We still do. I would say
we know their thing.
Will and Mike's relationship is tired at this point.
Yeah.
It's very tired.
Yeah.
And also Will and Mike not playing huge roles in this season so far.
I do think there's
not as much,
there's something with Will and the painting thing that we will get later that I think is going to be.
Yeah, well,
there's something with the painting
that's going
to be revealed.
That's more for like their interactions. The biggest issue that I have with the season.
When you see what he painted, you're going to cry.
The biggest issue I have with the season is the Jonathan and Nancy relationship.
Yes.
Like, how often is she going to flip-flop?
She's a floozy.
You know?
Until she gets it right, she belongs with Steve.
She doesn't. She belongs with Jonathan.
No, Jonathan is a terrible character.
No, he's not.
No, Steve. I would go
Look,
with Steve.
here's
Terrible character. Steve, 100%.
Here's the difference.
Team Steve.
Here's the difference between Jonathan and Steve. We saw in season 3 that he is working hard to become a more well-adjusted human, get a better job, working towards his future. In this, we learn he's working towards going to college, but he also realizes he's not going to be able to get into the same college as her, and he's not going to hold her back. That's the kind of mentality of somebody who loves you and wants to take care of you, wants the best for you.
See, no.
Whereas Steve is still working in a video store.
No, I'm good. I'm going to disagree only because season 1, Steve was the cool guy at school, the cool kid in high school, and I think he
was the ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, he's gotten this character development through the seasons till now. I think it was mostly on season 3, but till now where he's realized that he can't be this kind of cool guy. He still is cool guy, but he's kind of got a character development from that.
I like Steve's character development, and I think it's really solid, but it is not what Nancy needs.
She doesn't need a stoner who's going to weed college either.
Yeah, but he's...
Nancy's an academic. She's feisty. She's a beautiful young lady.
And
Steve's not. Nancy's not gonna go for either of them. She's gonna be like, I'm a strong, independent woman that don't need no man.
But here's the thing: we've established she's a strong, independent, smart, intelligent woman, right? And
they're gonna get together.
And the person she needs to be with is the person who recognizes that, and that's Jonathan.
But Jonathan's running from her.
Which team you're on. Are you on
that he doesn't hold her back. Isn't that what we want?
Or Team Jonathan?
Isn't that the kind of person you want? Somebody who recognizes how smart and intelligent and amazing you are, and doesn't want to hold you back because of them.
I'm gonna drop a little.
That sounds like a good character to me.
I'm gonna drop a little bit of woman knowledge. Women like the support and want the best for you, psychologically for a lot of women actually comes second. First and foremost, women want you there. Women want you available for them.
And there's that the issue isn't Jonathan or Steve. It's Nancy. Is that, her biggest hang up is that he's not there. Right? And so now that he's not here, she's just like, well, I'll go with this other guy.
Well, her biggest hang up is he said he was going to come visit her, and then she's like, never mind. And
then he bailed, and instead of trying to figure out why, she's just like, well, I'm still attracted to Steve too. And that's not is that how Hollywood really wants to portray women? Is that they're smart and they're independent and they know what they're doing. Also, they have no idea what they want, and they're going to flip-flop. And they're fickle.
How they made it though.
Yeah, that's how they made it. It's just, it's tired,
Wasn't Steve Nancy's
boring.
first?
Yeah, and it's tired and boring. And Steve has nothing to offer.
No,
he has nothing to offer.
Steve has something to offer.
He's got stuff.
No, he's got nothing.
He's got a little baby six-pack in this season. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but he's got nothing to offer.
He's got that hair.
He works at a video store.
He's got Dustin.
And he's not aspiring to do anything more. Jonathan is aspiring to do more, even though he knows he's not going to be able to.
Jonathan's aspiring to go to a technical school for something he probably doesn't know what he wants to go for and get high the whole time. He's getting
Native
high.
American buddy. I feel like this has become way more of an argument. Get off of Steve.
He's getting high because he's anxious. Because he's scared about the future.
He's getting high because he's hanging out with the wrong crowd.
He's not getting high because of the other dude.
Yeah.
He's not getting high like the other dude. The other dude is high all the time.
And he's the best.
He's still
and he is funny.
Too.
He is the best. Hopper's side story.
I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking geographically, okay? So the whole thing with Alaska and Russia, it makes sense geographically. But when I first thought of it, I was like, what? Then you had to just think about it a little bit more. And then I got really nervous because I'm like, dang, Russia's a lot closer than I thought it was.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. When it comes on, I'm interested. But sometimes I don't want it to interrupt me from the other stories.
I like Prison Break stuff, though.
That I would agree. I think a little bit. I don't want to get pulled from like Californian Hopkins. Hawkins, yeah. But it's not a. I think it's a good story. I don't think it's not bad.
Isn't it crazy how much that one dude who knows karate looks so much like Yuri when he shaved his facial hair
was
off?
a good.
That was a good bit.
That was a good bit.
Yeah, he looks so much like Yuri when he took his beard off.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this season. There's a lot happening.
A ton happening.
There's a ton happening.
It's starting to feel like Game of Thrones.
It's like it's not just the storyline is him and the conspiracy theorist and the mom, right? It's him by himself and their story and the one in California and the one in Hawkins.
Well,
And
there's
11's
two in Hawkins.
characters.
And 11.
There's two in Hawkins.
There's two in Hawkins.
So there's the main kids,
Mm-hmm.
and before Nancy got with them, it was Nancy by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the sheriff and the bully boys, the basketball boys,
Yeah.
trying to find Eddie, you know? So there's multiple Hawkins things, and there's California, and there's Russia, and there's freaking, you know,
And 11
and 11.
doing her thing.
And
A lot going on.
it's so busy. And okay, what when you guys think about this season, what is your favorite? What stands out as like the best part? And the twist at the very end doesn't count, because that is a highlight, definitely. And from here on, let's just say spoilers. If you haven't watched it, we're gonna spoil some stuff.
My favorite's definitely like Steve and you were talking about the kid with the hat, Dustin. And the kids that are in Hawkins, not Nancy.
Not Nancy?
No, I mean Nancy's. It's fun, but I'd say if I just had to pick like a specific, I'd pick the Hellfire Club.
So you're interested in
Hellfire Club.
Well, you're interested in the group surrounding Dustin.
Yeah.
Essentially, because it is kind of either it's surrounding Max or surrounding Dustin, because those are like the two big characters of that group. Max's character development in this season.
It seems like we've had seasons that have kind of focused on different people. Season 1 was very Mike and Jonathan. And 11. Season 2 was, a little bit more Will, Steve, and then I think Nancy and Jonathan
A little bit.
Well,
it was more Nancy.
Yeah.
Because Jonathan less
Yeah.
so.
And then season 3 was more Dustin and Steve.
Yeah.
And 11.
And Hopper and 11.
Hopper and 11.
Yeah.
And this season, very much, we've got Dustin's character development. We've got, Lucas is obviously still working through some things.
But he's not like a main character.
But not like a main, and so it's really kind of Max and then Mike and then 11 and then Hopper. And then
enjoy this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just a lot.
There's a lot going on.
Any like a favorite moment?
Oh yeah. I have a handful of favorite moments. Definitely. Okay, the clock is interesting. I love the clock scenes. I love them.
Yeah.
So
Those are
ominous, and so the way the sound mixing for those clocks was the most eerie thing I think I've seen in a horror film or series recently. Like, it's not a lot. It's just a clock, but what they backed up the motivation and what it represented, and then what it leads to, and then the sound mixing and the way it was shot, it was just awesome. The clock scenes are really cool. Don't like the death scenes.
Yeah, those hurt to watch. Those are gruesome.
And they gave it to us like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like 3 solid close-up times, 4 times.
I think
multiple.
probably one of the most cinematic and visually pleasing moments in the show is where Max is running out of the nightmare realm with the Kate Bush song going.
Yeah.
That was just an incredible moment. It was filmed well. The music, amplified everything that was going on. It felt like there were stakes in the moment, even though you kind of know she's gonna get out, but it felt very much like, is she gonna make it? So yeah, that was cool.
And we didn't want to see Max die.
And we didn't want to see Max die in that horrific, terrible way.
No, definitely don't. Not Max.
No.
What if Nancy gets killed that way? I don't want to see Nancy die that way.
I was confused.
Maybe she'll die.
I was confused.
Neither Steve nor Jonathan gets her.
Maybe she. See, I thought of that. I'm like, what if Nancy dies? And that's really terrible.
Gonna be terrible.
When she falls through the portal, I was like, no, because it happened so quick.
Yeah.
Oh man. There's a lot in this show to talk about.
Did you feel that this season in particular, the episodes were longer than previous seasons?
Oh yeah, there was an episode that was like an hour and 15 minutes.
Every episode was that length.
Really?
Yeah.
Every episode,
hour and
somewhere
30.
like
every episode was like
50.
an hour 10
Somewhere
to hour 20.
somewhere like 54 minutes.
between 50 to an hour 20.
Let me just
Yeah.
pull it up. I'll tell you.
Because I know I looked at one, I'm like,
they were
oh,
like
it's
50
54 minutes. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is an hour and 15. Is this the series finale? And I'm like, no, I've got like 3 more episodes.
Yeah, the series finale was like an hour 30.
Okay, so
It was a full movie.
Stranger
49.
Things. No, this is season. I think that's season 1. Yeah, that's season 1. Let me hit season 4.
Well, if you go here and you hit.
And you hit Stranger Things and you get a 4.
Yeah.
All right, so hour 18, hour 17, hour 4, hour 19, hour 16, hour 15, hour 40. I told you. It's
I
like in
guess
between hour 10.
I must have looked at it and
hour
seen
20.
the thing, and I was like already a couple minutes in and seen like 54 minutes. 54 minutes left.
If we're being honest, there was 6 episodes, and with 2 more coming. Every single episode is a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they are almost at 90 minutes. Every single one. Almost there. So I'm like, frick, man. Netflix, just giving
Make
us
us a movie?
6 movies all at once.
If we could get, if every show could be like this.
I know.
If every show, there's, people are still getting around to the idea of long form storytelling with TV shows of 10 episodes, each an hour long. Arcane did the same thing. And we haven't seen cartoons doing that recently, like until Arcane is like, an hour long, 8 or 9, 10 episodes. It gives you a chance to tell a really good story.
Yeah, definitely.
Something I wanted to bring up, because I've complained about this before, is not... What was it that I was complaining this about? Oh, Moon Knight. I didn't like Moon Knight, the show, because it was so what's happening, where's happening, who's the character right now. You don't know. We kind of got that here. I didn't hate it, but I was a little bit confused with Eleven's story because I was like, is this really happening or is this not really happening? When most of it really wasn't happening, it was her in that
attempting memories.
But they make it pretty clear that this is not happening. It's in her memories.
Yeah, but
it's not super clear in the first episode, but they clear it up later.
Yeah, it's Nina.
Was it still confusing after that?
Josh was like,
no, it wasn't.
I don't follow.
No, the confusingness of it didn't make it enjoyable to watch as much.
It wasn't confusing.
It was confusing.
It wasn't confusing at all.
Okay, how about
Were you
this?
confused?
No. How about okay, for people that are watching it or are confused or are going to watch it soon and you're worried about being confused, let's just say this. Could I spoil something that's not really a big spoiler? Everything that's in the hospital is like not happening in real time.
Yeah.
The hospital doesn't exist anymore.
No,
Okay?
it's all happening psychically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making her relive memories
Yes.
psychically.
Yes.
That's what's
So,
happening.
If you see the hospital, it's memory palace.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not
They're
real.
They're somehow transferring the things that he's recorded into Eleven's mind.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're prompting her
Yeah.
remembering.
And she can do that because she's a psychic,
yes.
telepath.
Is that what she
No,
is?
I think it's the machine she's in.
Well, they wouldn't be able to do it with a normal person.
Think about this.
She's a telepath.
No,
Professor X
She never
versus 11.
can read someone's mind.
She can't read someone's mind.
She's not reading minds. She's communicating with machines, which she can do. They've shown that she can do that. She can mess with radios. She can mess with
but
electronic things.
I think it's just the machine that's bringing up the memories. I don't think.
I don't think. But I don't think you could do that to somebody else.
I disagree. I think they could with this machine.
But they haven't.
They haven't. We haven't seen that, yes, but that doesn't mean that they can't.
I don't think they could.
I think they could.
I think her mind is communicated because they're putting nodes on her head and screens in front of her, but she is actually in this, memory world.
What they're doing? This is to monitor the signal.
Mm-hmm.
The screens are to prompt auditorially and visually, and her floating. She's just in a float tank.
Yeah. So
It's
anybody
just like
could do
it's
it.
like a deprivation tank. It opens up. A lot of people say that being in deprivation tanks for a long time is similar to like tripping on mushrooms when you're in there long enough.
But they've shown that's how her, that's how they isolate how her powers work.
Yeah, well,
So I think I don't think you could put
I
anybody
think
in
you
the
could.
machine.
I think you could.
you could put anybody in there, but it's going to not be the same result because
They're going to be laying there
It's gonna be
watching.
different,
They're going to be
but-
laying there watching a TV where she's actually reliving memories.
I think they could. I think that machine can replay memories for people or put them in a situation like this.
He's saying he's playing the tapes, the recordings.
But
they also drug her
because of
up.
the machine.
But they also drug her up.
And
Yeah.
she's telekinetic.
I think.
Okay,
I think anybody.
there's
can
something.
Do it.
She got a big brain. Okay,
She got a big.
she got a big brain. We don't need to argue about the
But
specifics.
big
'cause I don't think-
machine.
Big machine, big machines for big brains. All right.
No, just big.
But
brain,
yeah,
big machines.
This show does feel like it moves at a glacier pace at times.
Mm-hmm.
Takes time to get to things because they have longer episodes. What do we think about one?
I thought you weren't spoiling anything.
I literally said halfway through the review, I'm like, we're gonna spoil stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay,
What do you think about one?
It was good. It was good.
it was solid.
Well, if people watch it, they don't know what I'm saying when I say one either.
Yeah. It was solid. I like that it's not just.
What a twist.
I like that it's not just. Horror monster.
Yeah, they tied it in with. 11.
Yeah, it's
story.
telekinetic guy messing with people's heads, messing with things, and then becomes this.
We finally
and he's still
are getting
affecting people.
We finally are getting an understanding as to what the Upside Down is and why it is the way it is.
I don't think we have any idea what the Upside Down is.
Well, it's definitely a mirror world.
Yeah,
that was living in the background with no transportation between the two.
and then it was.
But the whole atmosphere of like this, because his interest in spiders and like an organism and everything is what he's really propped up that culture in the Upside Down.
right. But I think like the Mind Flayer and the and the Demigorgon were there before he
for
was
sure.
there.
For sure.
But whatever their powers are, is got to be like fueled by the Upside Down for them to be able to open gates and things.
I think. Well, the thing is, he can open gates because
Psychic link.
Yes, because 11 could open a gate.
Psychic link.
Psychic link.
Every time a psychic link is made or the powers are used, a gate is made. So I think there's some connection between their powers. I think they draw power from the Upside Down somehow. That gives them their.
Oh, you think that they are somehow connected to the Upside Down, even though they are not there?
Something like that. Yeah,
they're pulled to it, or the Upside Down is like attached to them or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was number 1, and then there are more of them up to and beyond 11 was born.
I kind of saw that coming when they talked about number 1.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Mm-hmm. When they show that there are more kids, right? And then that guy starts talking to her. I'm like, oh, that dude's clearly number 1.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't realize. Oh, he's the kid from the house, and he's Vecna.
Just tied in all together.
Yeah, they tied it together real well.
Really well. And it was happening behind the scenes. Didn't even see it coming.
Because you're like, why is this event happening 50 years ago?
What's going on with this guy?
Yeah.
What's his name? Something. Kelly?
The old guy.
The guy who was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And their son just chilling in the background. And it makes it just it was a beautiful.
Can we stay on one slide?
How do you guys think they did on the deep fake de-aging for Millie Bobby Brown?
Convincing.
I thought it was really good.
A lot better than Luke Skywalker in the first season of Mandalorian.
And I think what made it good is that they didn't use it the entire time.
No.
They used her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then like in a mirror, she's a kid.
Yes. Like they were choosy.
Mm-hmm.
Choosy with how they're going to do the deep fake in an interesting way that tells the story, but effective. I thought it was really done well, and I was happy with it. How do you guys think this season's going to end? Nancy's going to die.
Nancy's going to die.
Nancy's not.
Right after she gives Steve a kiss.
Nope.
I think
she's going to give Steve a kiss.
Maybe, but
well, now they faked us out with Max. I don't know that they'll fake us out with Nancy. They already
Nancy's
faked it. They already were like, Max might die. Now they're like, Nancy might die.
No.
You think they're going to turn it around and be like, nah, she's all right. Everybody's okay.
Somebody important is dying before we get to this last season.
Last season, it was Hopper, kind of. He disappeared and was like, oh no, he did. The first season, it was 11. It's like, oh no, she disappeared. She did.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to be this time? Nancy.
She going to die?
She's going to die.
No, she won't.
She needs to write more papers.
But you notice how, number 1 and 11, they put their hands out. Like, if you like pay attention to how he affects people's minds, it's the same thing with his big claw.
Mm-hmm. So you saw it coming?
No, I picked up on that later after they revealed. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's definitely doing like the telekinetic thing.
As soon as he started killing people, I was like,
he's definitely a telepath.
Yeah, he is.
He's telekinetic and a telepath. He's traveling because he's reading people's minds and affecting their memories.
And he was because he was giving people visions when he was a kid.
Yeah,
his parents' visions. So yeah, he's definitely a telepath. But what was I gonna say? I saw it coming as soon as it revealed that it was him that was slaughtering everybody and not 11.
Mm-hmm.
I instantly was like, oh, this guy's crazy. And then it kind of clicked in my head. But it was just building on itself when I realized he was the son.
When he starts killing people, I'm like, okay, so she's gonna kill him and open the gate, and he's the bad guy.
Vecna.
Yeah, that's kind of around when I picked that up too.
Yeah, so 1 out of 10, boys.
This season,
7.6.
Yeah, 8. 8 for me.
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
It was scary.
Very scary.
It was uncomfortable.
Team Steve all the way, brothers and sisters.
Yep, me too.
I'm I'm
Me
team.
too.
I'm Team Nancy.
I'm team Eddie. I really resonate with Eddie.
Eddie is way too dramatic.
He's just weird.
He's way too dramatic. Eddie's like, he's like dipping his head down and going,
He gave me major Ramsey Bolton vibes.
Yeah.
He did. And I don't know if that's the actor's choice or if that's the
No,
character.
it probably is.
But you know, he's the guy that, you know, he doesn't mean any harm. He's just eccentric.
He's
You
very
know?
eccentric.
Yeah, but you gotta watch out for those guys. They'll do something crazy.
Nah.
You gotta watch out for those guys. They'll be
They'll
like,
punch you in the gut.
They'll give you this look, and then they'll like bop you in the nose, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might punch you in the stomach and like
Yeah, you gotta
hit you
be
in the
careful.
balls.
I don't trust those people.
No, yeah, I don't either.
I need someone that's slow moving. I need someone who's summer 2022 chill. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Oh, the before we move on, the scene where, you know, Lucas is making that final basketball hoop
George Lucas.
and his sister's throwing the dice.
Yeah.
What an
You know,
that was a good shot.
That was the way they synced it all up,
Mhm.
and
my booty hole was this tight.
yeah, I was way more excited about the Nat 20 than I was about the basketball. I'm like, Nat 20!
It's like, stop showing us the basketball.
Give me that Nat 20. Just
Okay. If you grew up a loser, would you join Hellfire Club with someone like Eddie? Would you be like, yeah, I'm a loser. I've played D&D with Mike and Dustin, and we have a good time, but Eddie plays like a really sick game of D&D, but it involves Eddie. Would you join the Hellfire Club?
I think Eddie's a really good DM.
Well, I'm sure he is, but think about this also. Not only do you have to deal with the Eddie-ness, even though it is probably fun, you also have to deal with like the reputation Eddie carries with him and all of the parents thinking he's into demonic activity even before anything happens.
Well, don't they have freaking a demon on their shirt?
Yeah, and the group is called the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, I don't know.
He lives with his uncle.
I wouldn't be hanging out with.
He's a drug dealer
basketball
on the side.
douchebags.
No, definitely
No.
not. Not basketball. I'm not Team Lucas.
Team whatever the blonde
Team sellout.
Yeah, team sellout blonde basketball guy.
Freaking Lucas, man. I think season 5 is going to be a lot about Lucas.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think it's going to be about Jonathan and Steve becoming best friends because Nancy died.
I don't think Nancy's gonna die.
Nancy's going to die.
Nancy's not gonna die. She will not die.
She going
I hope she don't die. She's the cutest thing in the show.
She going to die.
Next to Dustin.
Next to
pretty
Dustin.
cute. Dustin's pretty cute.
Dustin's pretty cute.
Nancy and Dustin. I wish they were best of friends. The last thing we're going to, well, not the last thing we're going to, okay, let's talk a little bit about Elvis.
Oh, I totally forgot about this.
So just a little bit of thoughts. I want to share something with you guys.
Mhm.
Critics watched it. On Rotten Tomatoes, from the critic point, I think it's like at an 87%. Family, like the wife and the daughter of Elvis, the man, watched it and they loved the film
Mhm.
and everybody across the board loves Austin Butler's performance.
Mhm.
Okay. They love it. But Baz, can't remember his last name. The director Baz,
Mm-hmm.
Something
Lehrman, something like that. Baz is getting a little bit of pushback from the critics. They actually are being very critical of his choice on how he's telling the story.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very critical, in fact. They're saying, and do you guys watch Moulin Rouge?
No.
I watched Moulin
Yeah.
Rouge. Kenzie's really likes it. I personally hate it. Baz was the director of Moulin Rouge. I hate the filming style of it. I think it's terrible.
Yeah,
I think
I don't like it
it feels
Never seen
anxiety producing. It's very all over the place, and it feels like there's nothing being told for the story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a similar words are being said about Elvis, about the life of Elvis, about it. They're feeling like they're hitting things that aren't important and glossing over things that should be important, stuff of that nature. They also don't know exactly why Baz chose to lean so heavily into Colonel the manager's position in the story.
Tom Hanks's.
Tom Hanks'
Because
character.
Tom Hanks,
Yeah,
you
so
gotta throw him in there.
with that said, saying that people that are part of Elvis's family like it. Everyone loves Austin Butler. Some people are having issues with the directing.
Okay.
All right.
This movie's out already?
It's not out yet. We're talking about it before it's out. I think it comes out in July
Okay.
or the end of June. We're us talking about this is out before the movie is already checked. So what do you guys think? Have you had thoughts more about it? We've had to process this a lot.
I've thought about it. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be good. Is it going to be as good as the trailers?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question, because the
Probably
trailers are
not.
really good. The trailers are some of the best trailers I've seen in a while. Is the movie going to deliver on what the trailers
It might.
gave to us?
Did you guys ever watch Clint Eastwood's Jersey Boys?
I actually almost did, but I didn't. I was very close.
It's
But I
probably
ended
going
up
to
not
be
watching
kind
it.
of
Actually almost
similar
did, but I
to
didn't.
that.
You think?
Yeah, it's kind of this biography of the singer
Yeah.
group. So it's
But
probably
there-
going to be similar.
but-
It had a lot of emotions. When I finished watching it, I was like, that's good. I feel drained because a lot of emotions were put in this. Good, bad,
Mm-hmm.
excited,
But that is ultimately left up to the director, as to how it's going to feel. And we've seen musicals. Moulin Rouge is a musical from Baz, starring Ewan McGregor. And I'm going to say when I made the connection that Baz was the director of Moulin Rouge, my excitement for this went down.
That's unfortunate.
And the thing is, I love the trailers. I think the trailers make this look like an awesome movie, and it might be an awesome movie. But now that I'm seeing that people are saying that the story feels, especially the early life of Elvis, feels disjointed in the film, then I'm like, crap, man. I might agree with that when I watch it,
That might be good though for this.
You think?
I bet because probably his early life did feel disjointed and everywhere, all over the place.
Maybe.
All the time?
All the time. Yeah. it probably, that rock star life, just chaotic and you don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
And maybe the movie does that. And if they can do that in a interesting way, then I think
You're happy with it?
I'd be happy with it.
There's really no way to tell other than us watch the movie, But like I said, everyone's really happy with Austin Butler, and I think he was a good choice. Speaking of that, these are the other two gentlemen that were up for the role.
Oh, okay. Well,
Miles Teller could have done a good job. No to Harry Styles.
No to Harry Styles. He doesn't have the eyebrows for it.
Yeah.
Whereas I
They
feel
could have given him some eyebrows.
I feel like
fake up his eyebrows.
Miles could have
Miles could've
I feel
done
like Miles maybe could have done it, though he's
not as handsome as
not
Elvis.
as handsome as Elvis.
He's definitely the handsome of the three. I think Austin's way more handsome than these two.
Austin has the more classical sort of pretty boy look that Elvis had.
Yeah.
Whereas Harry has the modern pretty boy look that girls like nowadays.
Harry's got those Botox eyebrows. You see how they just tip up at the corners? You were really good at it. I wonder if he had work done or if that's just an unfortunate facial structure. They look, they're obviously different, but they look pretty dang close.
It's the mouth. They've got a similar mouth.
Yeah,
They got similar piercing eyes.
The mouth and the chin, their heads, the top of their head shape is a bit different, but that
And
might
their
just be
nose,
because of his hair.
He's got stronger cheekbones than Elvis did.
Mm-hmm. But the mouth and the chin really is what sells, and the fact that he's like piercing it,
Into your soul.
into your soul.
Yeah.
They're both doing that.
I've not seen Austin in anything, I don't think.
He's up and coming, man.
Are you sure? I'm almost positive I've seen him in something.
He's been in stuff. I'm just saying he hasn't been in much.
been in stuff.
He's been in stuff. I will say this: Austin went. There's word that Austin went full bore on study and to play this role. And the pressure was very heavy. I mean, look at us. We do 2 reaction videos and we feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Imagine being the actor.
Being the person playing.
Yeah,
Elvis.
give us some Austin Butler.
And my phone is really slow. Movies and TV.
What has he been in?
It's loading. I think it's because my battery's really low.
Well, while that's loading, Austin got sick a week after they finished filming.
Yeah.
And he said it was because his body was shutting down. He was in the hospital for a week.
because he played too heavy with this role.
He went too hard, man.
Went too hard.
Went too hard with the role of Elvis. And in so doing, he got sick. But, you know...
He was in Aliens in the Attic.
Was he?
Yeah. I remember him in that. Once Upon a Time in
2012?
Hollywood. Oh, Shannara Chronicles. That's where I remember him the most
he?
from. He was in Shannara Chronicles.
I don't even know what the Shannara Chronicles are.
It was a dumb show.
a show?
Once Upon a Time in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
My phone is really...
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I remember him from Shannara Chronicles.
Look, I'm excited to see the performance. I'm a little nervous about the film. Overall, you guys got a lot more positive review from when you guys did the second trailer.
It's because
we were like, Joe's gone. We've killed him.
I've read some of the comments. I've not read all of them.
You got a little
Do I
bit
We
know-
got rid of him.
got a little bit of pushback for making that volume too low.
Yeah. Somebody was probably
Well,
like, this
no,
guy doesn't know
saw
anything
it.
about Elvis.
I think they were mad that the trailer's volume
Yeah,
was
the
low,
trailer volume was low.
not
Yeah.
our Mike's volume.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They wanted the trailer
But
volume to be
honestly,
up.
it's like, come
Oh,
on. You've
we're
already
not-
seen the
yeah, yeah.
trailer.
Hold on. Everybody liked you guys better, but this one person.
Uh-huh.
Do you see that? You see that comment?
No.
There's a one person that just gave me a little shout out and was like, I like the other guy better, sorry. And I was like, yeah.
And he doesn't mean me because I'm in both of them.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about me. They're talking about
I
me.
like the other guy better.
Sorry.
Sorry, dog.
You got so much love. I had all hate in the other
Yeah.
one. So you can have a little bit of hate.
The love to hate ratio.
Ratio way on
Yeah.
in my favor, you know.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at some of the comments.
Well, first, before you do that, let's quickly tip off how we're gonna end each episode this season.
Yeah.
We're gonna take animated movies or animated film. That's the same thing. Series, right?
Mhm.
Cartoon shows.
Yeah.
And we have a category of different ranking systems. At the end of the season, we're going to take an episode and rank after we select, just kind of like our terrible tier, except we're going to put them in different kinds of categories. So this week, Joshua started.
You got it up.
I got it up.
Okay, so, there's a huge group of animated TV shows and movies and TV shows that we're gonna go with.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to start off kind of very light and kind of classic with what I would say is pretty classic. Switch the slide for animation.
Pretty classic. Oh, okay. Some Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
All right.
I mean, slapstick comedy mostly, but Looney Tunes is very classic.
Yeah, we're not talking about that live
We're not
action.
talking about. Oh, I thought you were gonna mention like the racism.
One little, two little, three little.
No. Yeah, we're not gonna.
I mean,
It was early.
yeah.
It was early animation. It happened.
it was early comedy,
Yeah, it happened.
and it lives.
But Space Jam.
Space Jam was very woke.
I'm talking about
Space
the
Jam was
original
very
show.
woke.
The
I'm talking about the
original Space Jam.
original show.
No, that don't
Yeah,
count.
yeah, I know. You're
Talking about
the
the cartoon.
original stuff
Freaking back in action, bro.
I like to sing about the moon and
with
the
Brendan
sun.
Fraser.
Yeah, dude, back in action hit different, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
They had a Walmart in the desert.
Steve.
Went for a-
Steve Martin was
Martin.
in that. It seemed like for a while there they were trying to do almost like the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where it was like, oh, we have the live action people and also the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
but no, I'm bringing recognition to the show, the classic show.
Looney Tunes, bruv.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. So this is going to be our first contender for a ranking at the end of the at the end of the season, and we're going to do this every episode at the end. So before you guys go, remember on Friday nights, we have a midnight special episode that comes out on audio platforms only and our Patreon. So if you want to be a patron, check out the link in the description and select whatever tier on Patreon best fits your content needs. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
That's all, folks.
I like the Looney Tunes pick. Do I think it's going to get any of the awards? I don't know.
I swear, we got to stop doing these awards where this guy influences it because you're going to always agree with him.
No, I'm not.
And then he's going to pick the outlandish thing that's not true.
Do you think Looney Tunes is going to win over
It's the
something?
classic.
You think it's going to get an award over something like,
There's a lot of good animation, but in like the classic
Shrek.
category, I would pick this over Shrek.
There's gonna be 4 categories.
I would pick
four
this over
categories,
Shrek.
but there's a lot of animation.
I would pick
out
that
there.
over Shrek.
I don't know that Looney Tunes.
I would pick that over Shrek. The story.
They were innovative.
The story.
They were just wacky. They were loony.
The story of putting all of the fairy tales into one movie was a good idea.